Hey, it's Alan, and I'm moving. I announced that last week. I unintentionally announced it the week before when I sent an email to 25 people, to a lot more people than that. But anyway, bookshelves are thinning out, and we're living in boxes and getting ready for the big move back to the Kansas City area. Moving closer to my dad, my sister, and her family, which I didn't realize is actually a national trend of a lot of people moving back to where they grew up. So 38 years almost after I left, I'm coming back. So that's what's going on there. So in the meantime, I thought, well, what am I going to send out every week? Well, I thought, well, first of all, I could just, give you a break. Then I decided I wasn't going to do that. So I thought, well, maybe I'll send out the best of. And went back and looked at some of the stuff and realized that the best of wasn't really, the best. So I thought I'd make a little video for you. Every day I talk to pastors across the country. And what I'm hearing, and this isn't research, but this is, kind of anecdotes of these conversations that I'm having. But what I'm hearing overall is this, that in-person attendance is down, and you know that. Giving is steady. And that salvations and baptisms are up. And it makes me wonder if this experience the last 16 months that just discombobulated everybody and everything, if maybe it wasn't so bad for the church. I mean, because you think about it, like our Christian consumers, they went home and got online and, it's pretty easy to find a worship service that's more entertaining than the one that we offer, right? But I think there's also a fair number of people that they haven't returned because of all the information and misinformation about the pandemic. And, with the Delta variant and all of these sorts of things, I think people are just a little unsure. And then some people have just kind of developed a bad habit of not getting together. And so it's kind of like, the way that health clubs stay in business is that they count on their members not coming, and yet they continue to pay, which if either of those things, were different, they would be out of business. Either they'd have too many people, they couldn't handle the crowd, or people would quit paying and they would go out of business. So part of it is, how do you get back into the habit? How do you get back into the routine? But don't overly focus on what we're used to having. Think about this idea of salvation and baptisms are up. That somehow in all of this mess, the church has been given a better opportunity and is doing a better job than maybe what we were doing before in fulfilling the Great Commission. What's interesting to me is when you look at Jesus' last words to his disciples in Acts 1:8, Jesus said, "You will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and Judea and Samaria and to the uttermost parts of the earth." They were in Jerusalem, so they were to start there, and then Judea, which was the surrounding area, and then Samaria, which was nearby but a different culture, and then the utmost parts of the earth. The fulfillment of Acts 1:8, at least the initial fulfillment, is found in Acts 8:1. The persecution came on the church in Jerusalem, and all except the apostles went to where? Judea and Samaria. They went exactly where Jesus directed them to go. But the catalyst, the motivation for going, was persecution. Now, we haven't suffered persecution. Well, a few people think we have. We've gone through a disruption. And in that disruption, we've gone online. And worship services have gone into homes. And people are inviting their friends, and people that are far from God are connecting with your online service. And then they're looking for next steps, right? So what we're experiencing is not all that bad. The question is, what do we do with this? If people are reluctant or if they're out of the habit, we could push real hard to get them to come back. And I hope they do. But rather than expend our energy doing that, maybe we should expend our energy in where we're seeing our efforts being effective. Spend our energy on what goes into our online service. Spend our energy on our people and to equip them and empower them to go and to make disciples wherever they're finding community. And that could be in their neighborhood, that could be at their workplace. I had once upon a time on a commuter train. That could be with a group of people that they do a hobby with. That could be gamers that connect on Twitch. And then from that community, they form some kind of a small group. We don't need to figure all of that out, but all we need to do is to give our people permission and opportunity, and then equip them and empower them, and they will figure it out. There are more important things than filling up the sanctuary for worship services this fall. There are more important things. Put your energy where you're going to make the biggest kingdom difference.